because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter.
I'm Floyd Mayweather. With all the tools that Terence Crawford has, I will pick Terence Crawford to beat a prime Mayweather.
A lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in the fight between Terence and Floyd, and I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Max Kellerman explains why a clash between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather would be must-see boxing. He calls Crawford the top undisputed fighter of this era while also recognizing Floyd's brilliance. At his peak, Kellerman says Mayweather's defensive genius made him virtually untouchable in his time. Crawford, meanwhile, dominates today thanks to a versatile skill set and has proved himself at the highest level, showing he could test someone of Floyd's stature. For Kellerman, it's the ultimate meeting of two generations, elite defense versus dynamic offense. A spectacle fans would never forget.
At his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
I don't. Because Terence Crawford got more to bring. He got more to bring to the table.
He's a great
Floyd
fighter.
Mayweather got the little shoulder roll. I get it. Controls distance. But Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the Sam Tudor fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
Shawn Porter comments on the endless debates over Terence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather, noting that the comparisons often overshadow each man's individual greatness. He says many people automatically pick Floyd because his name is synonymous with an undefeated legend, but Porter adds that reflex denies Crawford proper credit. He calls Mayweather the original standard setter and OG, yet still praises Crawford's achievements. To Porter, the two fighters excel in separate timelines, each dominating his own period.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in the fight between Terence and Floyd, and I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah, he's
a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ in that
The
shit.
funny thing about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Everybody else. Yeah, there's an OG.
Somebody got a pioneer, right? Yeah, you got it.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere. And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't out-figure out.
Crawford himself has spoken about the constant comparisons, delivering a simple but powerful message. He openly concedes Floyd Mayweather was the best of his time, a fighter who achieved historic dominance and transformed boxing. Yet Crawford insists this is his own era, where he's setting the new bar for greatness. His comments show respect and self-belief, emphasizing that true greatness isn't about fantasy matchups, but recognizing the standout of each generation. This perspective is part of why Crawford is admired not only as a boxer, but also as a thoughtful voice in the sport.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
Crawford has clarified he's not chasing a fight with Floyd Mayweather. Though fans may dream of it, he dismisses the idea, saying he doesn't want to pursue or beat Floyd. Instead, he's intent on closing his career on his own terms. This attitude shows maturity. He isn't trying to build his legacy by taking down a retired legend. Rather, his focus is on carving his own place in history and leaving the ring with dignity after meeting his personal goals.
Have you thought about going for 51-0, beating Mayweather's record with 50-0? Is that something that you thought about?
I already said I wasn't never gonna beat Mayweather record. That's not something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
To be honest, I was gonna retire if I didn't get this Errol Spence fight.
Crawford highlights Canelo Alvarez's opinion as meaningful because Canelo has faced both Mayweather and Crawford. When Canelo says Crawford is better, it carries weight from firsthand experience. Even so, Crawford stays respectful, acknowledging Floyd was the best of his era, and now it's his turn to be seen as the greatest of this one. This blend of Canelo's view and Crawford's humility underlines how outside opinions matter. But mutual respect across generations is just as important when measuring greatness.
One where he felt like he was at the best, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause and he was younger. So, I don't know, I don't go off of that. Floyd is the best fighter, in his era. And I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
One thing that I thought was really interesting about the fight, I always love watching you switch stances as effortlessly as you do. You didn't do that a lot in this fight. You didn't have to. Were you expecting not to have to?
No, I felt like I could have, but why do something when something else is working?
Crawford reinforces his respect for Mayweather by calling him a legend and saying comparisons aren't necessary. He knows Floyd's era is already cemented as one of dominance. Meanwhile, Crawford's own time is about building a different legacy, avoiding a forced rivalry. By framing the conversation this way, he honors both careers, shuts down needless debates, and elevates the sport by celebrating multiple forms of greatness, instead of chasing a single definitive answer.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Shawn Porter, right?
No.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis. Okay, that's a no. That's a no.
Chris Algieri also adds his voice, stressing how difficult it is to compare Mayweather and Crawford. He says arguments over who's the greatest quickly spiral because too many variables, opponents, eras, circumstances are involved, rather than trying to crown one man. Algieri urges fans to appreciate that both are exceptional in their own ways. His perspective reminds people that the obsession with ranking them can obscure the brilliance of each fighter.
And no, the discussion about, because Canelo was asked this question, who's better, Floyd or Crawford, and he immediately went to Crawford. Now, is that recency bias? Is that him protecting his own performance? Is that a veiled shot at Floyd? Probably all of the above. Is it really true? I don't know. And I think Crawford had a great answer. He goes, well, we're different eras. Floyd was, the best of his era. I'm the best of mine, which is a very diplomatic way to go about it. But listen, comparing the two is going to be an endless barbershop conversation that's going to go back and forth over literally the annals of time. I don't think we're ever going to be able to have a distinct argument where you're going to say, this is it. I actually want to do a video where I argue both sides with the same veracity and veracity, because it's that, because there is that much. There is that much about it, and you can, which is an awesome thing, because this is going to be the barbershop. Like, yeah, well, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis. Well, he knocked out Joe Louis. Yeah, but he's 170. Like, we're gonna. That's the conversation.
127 years old.
In real time with guys that we've all seen. Literally overlapping errors. So those discussions will always be there. It's great fodder. It's great barbershop debate. In the debate, it's debate. Yeah, it's going to be subjective.
I agree.
I think objectively, I don't think there's a way to really separate.
Yeah, I agree. And I prefer as I was thinking about it, like, wow, I can't believe I've watched the Floyd era, the Crawford era, the Usyk era. It's like, I've gotten to see some really great fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the 90s, when boxing was, everybody was going head to head. There wasn't a guy that stood out like Floyd, Crawford, and Usyk, where it was super, super dominant.
Robert Garcia praised Crawford's showing against Canelo Alvarez, saying Crawford delivered exactly what he expected. Garcia highlighted the strength, skill, and composure Crawford displayed, calling the victory proof of his preparation and talent. By defeating Canelo, Crawford demonstrated he can handle even the sport's biggest stars, bolstering his case as an all-time great. Garcia's endorsement further validates Crawford's standing and shows seasoned trainers and analysts respect his accomplishments.
That you gave Crawford a really good chance. Of course. Did you see on Saturday night exactly why you gave him that chance?
I think so. You know, he's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter. And that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, you know, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had to do. You know, like I always said, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it because it's also very dangerous, right? Canelo's a beast, strong. So I never really, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it, but I did give him a chance. He's got talent, man. He's got skills, and what he did was unbelievable, man. You know, we were there was another show that we do with Boxing Scene, and we had it right before the fight, at 4 o'clock, before the main card started. And they asked me, what's your final prediction? I said, you know what? I'm gonna say it, Crawford by decision. You know, because I talked to Bomac on Thursday night. They're in Vegas, and he seemed very positive, motivated. So that kind of gave me a little extra. You know what? My final prediction is Crawford by decision, and he pulled it off.
Teddy Atlas broke down Crawford's win with detail, lauding his poise and unique vision in the ring. He emphasized Crawford's pinpoint jab as a sign of tactical brilliance. Atlas also contrasted Canelo's fights with Floyd and Crawford, noting that Canelo was much younger and less experienced against Mayweather. When Crawford faced him, Canelo was seasoned yet still outclassed. Atlas mentioned age as well. Floyd was 40 fighting Canelo, while Crawford was nearly 38, underscoring the significance of Crawford's achievement.
You know, but he's not digital. There's only a few guys that are digital. What do I mean by that? He's not Crawford. What do I mean by that? Where does it separate? Instincts, eyes, calmness, the mind wonders. I know the body wondered. I saw the combinations. Canelo's throwing one at a time, and Crawford's hitting him with 3, 4, 5 shots. He put them together. He's controlling the range. Yes, he had the reach advantage. Yes, he used it. He used the jab. He controlled the reach. But it's more than that. It's the mind at work. He's more advanced. He sees things. He's calm in an uncommon environment, calmer than most. So calm he'll see things others don't see. Just a millisecond. I was explaining this to Stephen A. the day before. Just a millisecond before someone else sees it, he sees it. And he's got the mental control, the confidence, the supreme confidence Cristobano talked about. He said he only saw 2 fighters with that. Teddy Atlas, I only saw 2 fighters with supreme confidence. Sugar Ray Robinson, greatest fighter of all time, and Muhammad Ali, where they don't believe you can beat them. That's Crawford. All of that together, mixed together, makes a perfect cocktail of supremeness, of greatness, of another level, of digital. And that's what he sees things, he reacts to, he sees a twitch.
Canelo Alvarez himself publicly stated that Crawford is the superior fighter, and this carries major weight since he's shared the ring with both. Canelo's direct experience gives his words more credibility than speculation. His acknowledgement reinforces the view that Crawford's current form and accomplishments place him among the world's best today.
think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
After Crawford's emphatic victory over Canelo, the Mayweather comparisons intensified, with many saying it's nearly impossible to decide who's better. Crawford's feats, becoming undisputed across multiple divisions and unifying for belts, stand out as milestones Mayweather never reached, while Floyd's undefeated record remains unparalleled. Crawford's rise through different weight classes and unifications make him unique. For many, that puts him on equal footing with Mayweather, and for some, even ahead, cementing his historic status.
After last night's match between Crawford and Canelo, I am not gonna lie, that boy Crawford up there with Floyd. The way he went toe-to-toe with a heavy hitter like Canelo is actually crazy, bro. And this is probably one of Crawford's best fights. Like, he was super sharp. Like, dude was super sharp, super clean, and he stayed in that pocket. People talking about that Crawford was running. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't look like he was running at me. It looked like he was taking them hits on the chin. I mean, for God's sakes, bro. He got stung in the head, took himself to the hospital. Like, dude, real life like that. And I know that, Floyd, he real life, he a good boxer. Floyd is actually one of my favorite boxers. But Crawford is now becoming one of my favorite boxers because he's very, skillful. The technicality of him and just the decisions he makes in that ring, bro, to get up on the scoreboard is crazy. And he's not like one of them fighters like how Shakur, he boxes for points. And that's cool. That's the way boxing's supposed to go, I guess. But Terence, you can get that from him, but you can also get that aggressiveness when he in that pocket and he throwing a couple hooks and trying to take you out. But I will say, Canelo even said it. He said, bruh, he thinks that Crawford is way better than Floyd. And they asked him, like, why would you, think that? He just said everything he does is different. I can't understand the style of boxing he had. And he was saying that he's good at everything when it comes to the ring. And I'm not gonna lie, Canelo is not lying. Like, Crawford is like that, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, to stand toe-to-toe with Canelo, that actually is crazy because everybody knows he's a heavy hitter. Like, he's a knockout artist. But yeah, he definitely deserves it, bro. That boy Crawford 42-0. And I don't know why he's even thinking about retiring, but you gotta pass up Floyd. I'm not gonna lie, you need to get some more semis under your belt, because if you pass up Floyd, that's when the rumblings are gonna really be like, oh yeah, he's the best. I don't think he's gonna retire. I think that he still go, fight it out.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more coming soon.